Congratulations on getting your results. Now that that day has passed, you're moving on to the next step. Sixth form. There is quite a jump from GCSEs to A-levels, and in this video I plan on sharing with you the tips that I wish I knew before entering year 12. Just for context, I studied A-levels in maths, further maths, physics and computer science. Alright, let's get straight to it. Sixth form prepares you to become an independent student. Because of this, it's very useful to go out and search for resources that will help you with your studies. A very easy way of doing this is by watching advice videos on YouTube that will help you get an A or A star in the subject you're studying. I recommend watching these videos because they usually link or mention a bunch of resources that will help you in your subject. It also helps you stay organized and prepare as much as possible for the subject you're studying. People making those types of videos have gone through the A-levels that you will be going through. So just by listening to their experience on how they did things and how they were able to achieve top grades means that you're already on track to achieving those grades. Also understand the YouTube channels who teach the subjects that you're studying. What I realized about myself is I'm a visual learner, and this might be you, Textbooks weren't usually my thing. My next tip is to use your free periods wisely. In sixth form, you're introduced to something called free periods. This usually lasts like an hour, and in it, you don't have any lessons, and you're free to get on with any work that you have. Especially at the start of year 12, students usually use free periods to socialize, and they don't actually end up getting any work done. They pretty much end up just wasting their free period. Don't be that student. Don't be that student. Get on with some work, any work that you have available. In sixth form, I usually use those free periods to get on with any homework. But another thing you can do is use Brilliant.org, which is the sponsor of this video. Brilliant is a learning platform which builds on your maths, physics, and computer science skills. They have so many interactive lessons, and each lesson are filled with multiple questions, which will help build on your knowledge and your ability to problem solve. The things that keep students motivated is that they find the fun out of the things that they're studying and also seeing good results from hard work and good teaching. Not only is brilliant in the way they teach and explain concepts, but the lessons they have are fun and interactive and can be accessed anywhere, whenever you're free or available. So during those free periods, you can just make use of them. Not only are they good for free periods, but they're also good if you want to gain an insight into the subject you're studying. Take the scientific thinking course as an example. They help you develop concepts with things like current and voltages, concepts that you should have learnt from GCSEs but are developed in A-level. You can also play snooker to learn about collisions. It's just so sick. To try everything that Brilliant has to offer for a full 30 days, visit brilliant.org/Kieran/. This link would also be linked in the description, so you can click on that as well. Not only do you get 30 days free, but you also get 20% off an annual premium subscription, which is insane. So yeah, go check that out. My next tip is to ask teachers for help. During breaks, lunchtime, after school, during your free periods, ask teachers for help wherever you can. Teachers aren't there just to teach you, but to also guide you during your A-levels. So use them as much as possible and literally just be honest with them. I remember when I was falling behind in one of my further maths modules, and I went to a teacher and he actually provided clarity, and I was actually able to understand way more. I really wish I was encouraged to ask teachers for help sooner, honestly, because they were a massive help. My next tip is to surround yourself with the right people. A quote by Jim Rohn states that you are the average amongst the 5 people you spend the most time with. The idea is that your environment shapes who you are. Humans tend to pick up habits with the people that they're usually surrounded by. Whether you're going to another school or you're staying at the same school for sixth form, make friends with people who want to do well. Just think about it. If you're in a room full of people just working hard at what they're doing, that will instinctively make you want to push yourself and work hard too. This isn't just good for school, but it's good for life in general. Also pick friends that you vibe well with. Have fun with them. Ultimately, make friends who will have your best interest at heart, because that's essentially what friends are there for. And these friends could turn out to be lifelong friends. So do check out your environment. My next tip is to try and be consistent from the start. Being consistent from the jump will help you get into a good habit for revision. This means starting an assignment on time and also doing a small amount each day. Doing a small amount each day is so much better than cramming everything to the end of the year when you've got your exams. And just by doing a small amount each day makes a huge impact on your learning. I'm not asking you to work super duper hard every day, just do a small amount of revision each day. By overloading yourself with so much work every day is not good. You'll actually burn out, which is something I'll mention later. My next tip is to not be too harsh on yourself. Like I mentioned in this video, there is a jump from GCSEs to A-levels, and students don't usually prepare for this jump until later on. Don't be discouraged if you're getting low grades at the start of your course. Failure at the start does not mean failure at the end. If you're getting grades that you'd consider low at the start, that won't necessarily mean that you're going to get those grades at the end. It takes time to get used to the level of difficulty A-level is. And I'm not saying it's impossible, because you can definitely do it, but don't be discouraged if you're getting grades that you wouldn't have got during GCSEs. If you stay consistent, ask your teacher, learn from your mistakes, then you will improve your grades. My next tip is to try and find out what universities you want to aim for. And in this tip, I'm not asking you to have things figured out from the get-go, from before you even enter sixth form, for you to know what universities you want to go to. But during year 12, try and have some sort of idea of what university you want to get into. That's because in year 13, that's when uni applications are usually sent out to. Universities usually offer open days, which means that students are invited to their campus and can check out the modules that they have, the courses that the unis have to offer, see what the uni life there is like. And this is a very good way to decide whether university is for you, whether you actually want to go into university. If you figured out that uni is not for you, you can ask teachers around, like, what other things could I get into? But what I realized is by having a university in mind, that helped motivate me so much with my subjects, because I'm just like, I need to get these grades to get to this uni. So having an idea of the universities you want to aim for will not only help you in year 13 when you're deciding on your university options, but will also help motivate you during sixth form. This also leads me on to my next tip. If you're applying to a university that requires some sort of entrance exams, get on it. Like, practice those entrance exams. Do as many past papers as you can and do them early. I'm saying this because I actually applied to Cambridge for engineering and I had to take this test called the ENGA exam. And I didn't really prepare for it. I can't lie, I did not really prepare for it. Did not go well. It didn't go well. I got rejected from Cambridge. It wasn't the only factor, but it was a factor that they took into account for my rejection. If I had studied way in advance, I would have probably done a lot better. You can do well in your entrance exams if you start practicing as soon as possible. I think people usually start practicing for their entrance exams at the end of year 12, but don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that. Ask teachers if you have any questions to do with the entrance exam. I'm talking about the actual entrance exam questions. Like, go to your teachers, ask them for help, and yeah. My next tip is to take part in extracurricular activities or even work experience opportunities. Anything that they offer in the school, try and take part in as much of that as possible. I know it can be a struggle balancing your social life, your academic or work life, and also extracurricular activities. But extracurricular activities is something that universities look out for. There's going to be multiple students applying for the same course, but what separates you and those other students is the amount of work experience you do, your extracurricular activities, and how different of a person you are to them. So my advice is to try and take part in as many extracurricular activities. And they don't have to suck. They don't have to be completely boring. They don't have to be completely different to you. It could be mainly ones that interest you. Because trust me, if you take on the extracurricular activities that interest you, it will make it so much easier when writing out your personal statement, or even look better on your CV. So make sure you pick the ones that work best with you. My next and final tip for smashing sixth form and making sure that your experience is as smooth as possible. This tip is probably one of the most important ones, is to not burn out. Burning out is very serious. What I mean by burning out is you're in your room, you're in wherever you are, you want to try and focus on what you're studying. You want to try and learn this concept, but it's just going in one ear and out the other. No matter how much you try, you just can't get past this mental block that's in your way. Nothing's going in. It's just you're staring at the screen. You don't know what's going on. Not only that, but you're exhausted and you want to sleep, but at the same time, you want to get work done. And chances are you're experiencing a burnout. Ways to get around that is just by exercising, going on a run, going on a walk, you know, getting some fresh air, stay hydrated, and make sure you're taking breaks with your revision. Anytime you feel burnt out, just know your body is telling you to relax. And even be honest with the teacher. If you feel like you're getting overwhelmed with so many assignments, just know that your mental health takes priority over school or work life. So anytime you feel overwhelmed with the amount that you're getting brought onto you, try and find someone you can be honest to about that type of stuff. Also, learn how to make an effective timetable. Timetables don't usually work for me. They don't work for every student, but I know they work for a lot of students. So if you can, look up videos of how to make an effective timetable and make a timetable that will help balance your work life and your social life, because social life is very important. So notice that, and yeah. Those are all the tips that I have for this video. Just as a heads up though, don't panic. Sixth form is fine. Take this from a student who balanced 4 A-levels and also being head boy. You know, it is a lot of work, but I ended up actually enjoying my sixth form experience because I surrounded myself with the right environment, with the right people. I tried my very best to notice when I'm burnt out and recover from it. I do hope you found this video useful, and if you have found this video useful, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Comment down below what you thought of the video, obviously like I just said, and please stay tuned for more videos coming out later. All right, God bless you all, stay safe, stay hydrated, and peace.